Well, I wanted yours, being as though you had to cut the braid, he lost his belts. It's not necessarily the same because you made the weight, but like, how bad do you think it was that he said no to the extra 2 hours?
It was 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
And he had to give up money.
Yeah.
So it's not like you don't know what's coming to you if you don't get off the pound and a half.
And he had to give up the belts.
1 pound, 6
7
ounces.
ounces, 6 ounces, 1 pound, 6 ounces. And so the way I looked at it as, because I've been in this position before with that fight. And I was having a hard time getting weight off. And it started to bother me mentally, started to bother me emotionally. I was like, my weight ain't moving. Like, this has never happened. Well, what's going on? Am I done with 147, right? So I wake up the morning of the weigh-in, my weight wasn't what I needed to be. I'm like, at this point, I'm mentally exhausted. I'm emotionally exhausted. I'm like, man, F it, right? So we go to the scale, already knowing that we're overweight, already knowing that it's going to be 2 hours. But for me, I had checked out. I was like, I'm getting on the scale. I don't know if I'm going to lose this weight. And so between leaving the venue where we did the weigh-in and going to the gym where we went to lose the weight, between that time, I was checked out. And shout out to Marcus Watson. He was rolling with me and my dad. And my dad was having a little bit of a heated conversation in the front, whatever. And I hadn't told my dad, but I basically was checked out, just going through the motions at this point. And Marcus in the back seat, he leans up and he kind of gives me this pep talk. I'm like, all right, boom, I'm gonna make it. So I think that he mentally checked out of making the weight. And then once he knew that what it was going to take, even though it was going to take 2 hours or whatever, I think he was just like, no, I'm good. I don't need these belts anyway. I'm going to move up to 135. You can't stop me from being great tomorrow night. And if anything, me trying to lose more weight is only going to not allow me to perform the way I can. So I think it was, I think he had checked out of 130. And I think that, there's really not much competition for him at 130 to begin with.
I want to say that I feel like that's Top Rank's fault. They didn't give him the motivation needed. He wanted to be undisputed, but there's a few comments from Bob where he's like, it's not worth undisputing with the leftover champions that are there. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, who is it? Uagwa and Cordina?
No, it's Joe Cordina and then
now Hector.
Dominican brethren.
Yeah, Hector. So obviously the Hector fight would be tough because it's
PBC.
Top Rank PBC. The Cordina fight is possible because it's Matchroom. But, Bob basically made it seem like those ain't big fights. Why be undisputed? How do you feel about that, being that close to undisputed?
At least halfway there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what I
more
said.
Than half with the ring, man.
It's just what I said about Bruce and Keyshawn. If I'm ambitious and you know what my goals are you going to put me in the right positions to achieve my goals? Mm-hmm. I had a personal conversation with Keyshawn. I said, yo, what's going on? Is it you or who is it? He says, no, man, they know what I want and they give me what I want. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But he made sure that people were in position to do that. He wasn't giving his career and all of that to just anybody,
We asked him specifically.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but not saying that that's what Shakur did.
No, for sure.
But I don't think Shakur's got the right person to get that that energy to do what you need to do.